Welcome back to First at 4. From family memories to life's biggest challenges, the Nebraska Storytelling Festival is giving people across the state a chance to share their most meaningful moments. Jenna Lambert and Jan and Randy Bretz are here to tell us more. Thank you all for coming in today. So Randy, we'll start with you. First, tell us about the festival and how this all began.
It was back in 2021, and I was sick and tired of being inside and not being able to talk to people. So I called up Mary Kay Roth and I said, Mary Kay, let's have coffee. And we met. I said, I have this idea. Why don't we have a storytelling festival? She said, Randy, I just retired. You're supposed to say no for a whole year. Let me think about this. So a week later, she said, okay, let's do it. And so we started. The first one was in 2022, and this is our 4th year.
Okay, so Jan, what is the theme this year?
The theme this year is Lost and Found. And we have stories that run the gamut from the ridiculous to the sublime.
Okay.
It'll be a good evening of laughter and tears and community building.
What makes a good storyteller? How would you do this?
Oh, it depends on the personality of the storyteller, and there are so many different facets to storytelling. But think about it when you have a Thanksgiving meal and people are telling stories. They're not professionals. They're
Right.
just telling true personal stories, sort of like the Moth Radio.
Yeah, you want it to be natural. I mean,
Yeah.
I grew up with grandparents who would love to tell stories, and you just sit there and listen. And I think that's why I wanted to become a journalist, because you love these stories so much.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Jenna, you are one of the storytellers, right?
I am, yeah. And I'm telling a story about a first date that I went on 20 years ago that involved me having to hitchhike home. Some keys were lost in the woods. It's a real adventure from start to finish. Lots of laughter, to be sure.
So I think it's called, what, the worst first date or something?
Worst date ever.
Worst date ever.
Worst date ever. And no one's been able to tell me a story that beats it yet. So I'll be curious to see what the crowd thinks of it.
I promise they'll laugh too, because it is hilarious.
Do you have a certain length of time for these stories?
It's supposed to be 7 to 9 minutes, right? And but mine's a little over, so hopefully I can cut it down.
Okay, so some are probably tearjerkers, some are hilarious, like
Absolutely,
yours.
yeah.
Okay, we had some pictures there of people gathered around, and they kind of maybe, you guys all talk about what stories might work. Is that kind of how the process?
Well, the pictures were of a rehearsal we were having.
Okay.
So the storytellers are telling one another their stories, and they gave excellent feedback to one another. So that was the first rehearsal.
Okay, so you have a rehearsal and everybody kind of contributes and says, do this. Okay, so if people want to attend, this sounds super fun. How can they do that, Randy?
Well, it's at the Scottish Rite downtown in the ballroom, and it's at the Centennial Mall on L Street. And just go to Eventbrite and ask for Nebraska Storytelling Festival. Okay. And you can get tickets there, or you get tickets at the door.
You could, okay. So it's Thursday, October 23rd.
Yeah.
From 7 to 9 in the evening. How many storytellers do you have?
We have 10.
Okay, so expect a fun night. All right.
And
right.
it's $10. You can't beat that for
No.
an evening of entertainment.
All right, well, thank you all for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll be right back.